make sure it is live on live. I hate how it. Oh, here we go. Welcome to Out of the Draft podcast. Sorry, I almost messed that one up really bad. This is
A second time.
This is episode 8. I'm Dylan, and we got
Nick.
What the hell was that? Mitchell, ready to go.
All right,
Gotta
ready to
make it
go.
interesting, guys.
I'm ready to talk NASCAR
Hey,
specifically.
this is what I'm talking about.
Well,
But
That's always good to talk about.
Yeah,
that's the only positive thing in the world. I guess not really. But
Nah,
there's not too many things past that though.
I guess we'll just start off with a great weekend that NASCAR presented us with, Memorial Day. I also want to thank our fallen soldiers from past and, future, hopefully none. But, that's the world. Thank you for all you've done for our country to make us do this and to do many more things to come. Just want to start off with the truck race. Really didn't get to watch it. I was at work, obviously Friday nights. So if y'all want to talk about that, I know the winner, but that's about it. So yeah, go ahead and talk about it if you want. Do a little quick.
I'll let you lead ahead, Mitch. I believe you watched more of it than I did, even.
About the truck race,
Yes.
honestly, John Hunter pretty much dominated it. I mean, not the whole thing. It wasn't quite like Larson style or anything, but he's pretty much class of the field. I remember Todd Gilliland had a decent truck early on, but I think he ended up getting caught up in something. I don't know. But it was a good race overall, though. I always like watching trucks.
The damage that happened to John Hunter, I was actually impressed. I understand it was only the roof that got damaged from that.
Oh, I forgot about the big
But
wreck.
generally, any damage on your vehicle is bad.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. But he managed to hold on. It was, about 10 laps I think they had left. So that was
Something like
awesome to see. Can we talk about the wreck that Johnny Sauter was involved in? Cleaned out the side of his truck.
More than that, just about.
Yeah, he got out the left side. He could have just, hopped out the right without having to do anything.
Yeah, probably would have been easier going out that side.
Probably.
Yeah, that was a horrific wreck. Caution should have came out beforehand.
Yep.
There was no
They
reason
should've.
it shouldn't have.
But at the same time, it's NASCAR, and they're trying to let these guys race.
I get that, but just given the certain circumstance of it, they should have just immediately realized he's going mad slow right at the exit of turn 4 where it's already tight. I feel like they should have just saw it and said, hey, this is a bad spot, period, throw it, whether he keeps going or not.
I feel like he should have, even though, because I think he was able to steer the truck, if I'm correct. He should have tried to dart towards pit road. Get out of the way. Get off the racing surface.
I
But
don't know. I think either way that would have caused the wreck, though. If someone didn't hit him, they probably would have wrecked avoiding him.
Well, I think for what I heard, this may not be right, but NASCAR said that the officials didn't even see him, and neither did the spotters.
I did hear that. Yeah, I did
yeah,
hear
it was
that.
that's the hard spot. They need to get back up on top. The spotters have been a lot lower since COVID last year.
Yeah.
They need to get back up to the very top where they used to be because they have more of a view there. But even then, it's still hard.
I mean, what I'm thinking is maybe we should have an official, like, on the pit road side to watch the front stretch,
You would think there would be, though.
This is one of those situations that I think that NASCAR didn't think that was going to happen, right? You didn't think that you could not see something until when a car is right up against the wall, and like you just.
And I believe it was a black truck.
Yeah, it was a black truck.
Yeah.
So, probably hard to see in the night. Just
Right.
it was circumstantial. It shouldn't have happened. Child should have came out, but glad everyone was okay. I guess. Well,
yeah.
Yes, everyone's okay, but.
Yeah, other than that, though, good race. A lot of action, a lot of passing further back in the field. Some comers, some goers.
Yep.
But I think John Hunter and Nemechek just drove away from the field.
Yeah, he was especially quick on the long runs. I don't remember who it was that pretty much ran second all night, but it's like they could hang with him like about 4 tenths back for about like 7 to 8 laps, and then that's when John Hunter just started pulling away. But yeah, it was a good race. So I always love watching trucks. They always put on a show.
Well, congrats to John Hunter Nemechek, and we can go to Xfinity. Xfinity, I watched the whole race. That was beautiful to see. I by racing circumstances, I think that was the best show. That's the kind of repetitive thing of the package that they run, with the type of car that they have as well. I think it just fits, right? Like, it fits aggressiveness, it fits long runs, it fits tire fall off. Everything about that package is just, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then we saw that huge wreck, Talladega style, going into turn one on a restart. That was crazy to see. And then Ty Gibbs. Oh, well, hold on. Let's give props to Chase Briscoe, because he is in a BJ McLeod Racing. Of course, that it has SHR in there.
Right.
I'm not gonna say
that in some way.
Because the rest of their team didn't even get in the top 20. One of them failed to qualify.
The boss.
Yeah, the boss. So, and we had qualifying this weekend. That was great. That was great to see.
Yep.
In practice.
It was beautiful.
Yep.
And that's why I
missed it.
That's why I think, in the Cup race, why someone was in the top 5. Going back to the Xfinity race, I think Ty was still gonna have the win, no matter that Arrow, he got Chase Briscoe loose going to altitude.
His car was just working better at that time. He was gonna get by him regardless.
I think he could have been a little bit more patient because he saw like he was gonna beat him. But he's 18, he wants to win.
Right.
And you can see it. And he's got the talent and the money behind him. It's just, he's about to be someone crazy. Like, I'm serious. Like, he's about to.
The only thing that concerns me with him is sponsor.
So,
I think he's gonna find them. They're gonna come.
I mean,
especially if you're winning.
That's true.
Well, I don't even think so. Monster, I think his biggest concern is he has sponsorship with Monster, okay? But I think the problem is when he gets to the Xfinity Series, he only has the select races because Herbst has like 2 races that he doesn't have Monster.
Right.
Okay.
Not to mention Joe Gibbs has the Rowdy sponsor as well in the Cup side.
Which is another thing that, Kyle Busch had Monster for a little bit there.
Then he went to Nas, then he went back.
Long story short. But I think if Kyle can get a group like to sponsor that car himself with the money that he's making through Rowdy Energy, I think is what we're gonna see is a 54 with the Rowdy Energy next year in Xfinity. I really just see that happening.
I agree.
And it'll fix the problem because I think Deegan will be a Monster's main priority in Xfinity.
He's going to be when Kurt retires, I feel that Chevy is going to lose out. When Kurt retires, I feel that Monster's going to step away. Yeah. They're not really going to probably be in the top level so much because I don't see a team that's going to be able to pick up that sponsorship.
Not to fit the sponsorship, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Monster goes after the drivers that fit their sponsor. Like they're.
Right. Honestly, when I think of Monster, I don't think of Kurt Busch. I think of young kids, drinking a BFC.
Yeah, literally.
I remember. I think the first time I remember seeing Monster in NASCAR period was with Ricky Carmichael, right? In the trucks.
Yes, it was. Well, right before that, it was Robbie Gordon's 07.
Robbie Gordon in the 7.
But I think
that's when they first were coming in. They were just trying to get on a car.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't know if they were going to do it, and now look where they're at. They're on a car every week.
Yeah, and they were the main sponsor of the series in Cup. So
exactly.
Right. I feel like though, whenever Ricky Carmichael specifically came into the sport, I feel like Monster probably jumped on him because of his background.
Correct.
You know, he's not typically a race car driver, so like, oh, I mean, they probably already sponsored him in the first place previously. I don't know, but I feel like that's just an easy guy to like. I'm surprised like Travis Pastrana didn't pull more energy drink sponsors like that. He didn't pull nothing for
Travis
sponsors.
Pastrana had kind of a Red Bull sponsorship, and Red Bull already came.
Yeah.
So I didn't see Red Bull
true.
coming back in.
And plus, Red Bull was really upset with NASCAR, just by the direction that they were going with like the charter system. And they see that it was coming, and that they saw that, and they were like, well, I'm not going to pay a team extra money because they need to buy a charter. Like that just sounds awful, right?
Right.
And so they just put all their money back to F1, and I mean, it's.
I'm sure they're working out fine.
They are.
Oh
yeah.
So, which is I think Red Bull kind of fits. That's perfect. F1 should be with Red Bull. We should keep Monster. So, congrats to Ty Gibbs. I mean, literally the stats, 6 stars.
Oh, did he had that? Was it a speeding penalty or
He had both.
He spun.
He spun and had a speeding penalty.
Oh, I didn't know about the penalty.
Yeah, it was like right after he spun. I honestly think he spun on that caution. I spun on that caution. I'm not even joking. It was crazy.
But either way, overcoming that penalty, because that wasn't early in the race. That was towards the mid to end of second stage, if I'm correct.
It was literally finishing stage 2.
Okay.
Yeah, he spun coming to the checker.
From the end of stage 2.
Yeah.
So even if it was just a spin, I can't remember if it was a speeding penalty or not. But either way, to come back for that shows skill. He's got a place in it. It's just finding where he's going to lay. He's going to stay with Joe Gibbs.
No doubt.
But it has to open up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope they skip trucks with him. I doubt it, sadly.
I hope so.
I think they will.
But I hope so. I don't think trucks is going to help him at all. But
He's
anyway.
already proved. It'd be like putting Josh Berry in the trucks. He's proven he has the ability.
Ironically, he's going to race trucks.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, he's trying to make something of himself right now. I understand, but he doesn't. It goes back to the Mike Davis comment. Daddy's money. Josh Berry does not have daddy's money.
Oh hell no! He's
proven
he's a wheelman.
He's proven he does at least deserve a full-time ride in at minimum the Xfinity Series.
I agree. Back to Gibbs though. I hope and expect to see him in Xfinity next year, and I think he'll run 2 years there. So then, by the time he moves up, Gibbs is probably going to be dropping at least Truex or Hamlin, if they haven't dropped already.
Well, here's another. Does he take the flagship car, the 18?
I think Busch is going to still be there. I think.
No. I'm talking about Xfinity.
Oh,
next year.
No, I think he'll stick with the 54.
I don't know.
That's the ride that Kyle Busch always races.
That's technically the car he owns.
Yeah,
but it's Joe Gibbs who just owns that part.
He owns. It's kind of the whole Gordon Jimmy Johnson car.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever Kyle started his own team and then it was a failure, they just merged.
So I think that he would want to rebrand his number as Ty Gibbs, right? Because he grew up as 18. His whole life, right? And then he's going to make it to the Cup Series when the 18 driver is Kyle Busch. I mean, you're not going to take that away from him. So I think he would want to rebrand himself. I feel like that would be me, right? Like if you're Ty Gibbs, I would want to get a new number to be my brand.
I agree.
Here's a question: is there a 19 in the
Brandon Jones?
Brandon Jones, yeah.
Why not just take over that car?
I think he's probably going to anyway, realistically, because Jones doesn't perform, and he does. All right, so he performs 20% of the time, 70% of the time he's wrecking, and then that other 10% he's running top 15.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't make sense. He's failed in everything he's driven.
Well, so I see and as far as the top level goes, I see Truex retiring before Hamlin.
Yeah.
Christopher Bell's there to
I
stay.
agree.
Like,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
so that's why maybe keeping the 19th.
Well, I think Truex was going to retire like a year after
3
the
years.
next gen car. Like,
I say 3 years.
I just.
He came into the sport, what, 05?
05, he was mid or what, early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
He wasn't young, but he wasn't old either. So he's been at it for quite a while.
Well, 05 is when he won his Busch championship. So he came in the Cup Series.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I was trying to think of when he came in the Cup Series. I knew it wasn't 2007, so I couldn't think of it. I didn't know if that was his rookie year, because I knew he won the Dover race. I didn't know if it, I think 06 was his rookie year. If I'm not
I think it
mistaken.
was 06, yeah.
40 years old.
Yeah. And
2005 to present.
Honestly, I don't think he wants to go on a down slope, right? So
No, I think he wants to go out on his terms.
Because he had a down slope. Like, he was a down slope. For his
No, he didn't
his
do
whole
anything.
career has unfortunately been a down slope.
Yeah.
Right.
He came into DEI, which at that time was falling apart.
Mm-hmm. Then he went to...
Yeah. Then he went to Martin Truex Jr. Michael Waltrip Racing. Then the whole spin gate fiasco.
Got fired.
Yeah.
Got fired.
By Napa. Like, Napa fired him. Not even Michael Waltrip.
But it wasn't even Napa that fired him. Napa fired Michael Waltrip.
Yeah,
they said, we're done. They finished their obligations and they were gone.
And then,
which left him in that limbo. He went to Furniture Road.
And then sucked for a whole year. Literally terrible.
2 years.
Well, he had one good year.
The first year. Yeah. The first year he sucked. The second year, I think he had like a top 12 finish and like 2 wins, right?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
No, he made it to Final Four actually. It was non-factor though.
Right. Yeah.
But he
you're right.
Gordon, Kyle Busch, and
Harvick.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the fourth guy. I was like, what him? But.
And then he just dominated the next season.
And then
for real though.
In 2016, he blew up. Right. 2017, he wins a championship. 2018, the Furniture Row gets shut down. Every team
he's a team killer.
He kills it.
Yeah. DEI isn't completely his fault at all.
It's a joke.
No, I know though. But yeah, it's.
I mean, he's not gonna kill Joe Gibbs. Like that's but I don't see him racing that long.
I feel like he's going to retire soon. One, his girlfriend. I feel that his priorities are more with her than it is at the racetrack.
Right.
They're also not married. I feel like he doesn't want to be married until they're out of racing, and then I feel like they'll get married.
Well, she said she doesn't want to get married because of her health problems. Like she doesn't want to put that pressure on him.
I mean, he's been through it all with her already.
Right, but I mean, they've also been together for like 12
2005.
years.
Since 2005.
Oh, so even longer.
I mean, it's pretty much a marriage without the papers, right? So,
right. And a lot of people do have those. You see that typically in older couples now, but
yeah,
it's. I mean, I understand it.
But he, I feel like 3 years he'll probably retire. It seems about the age mark. 40. Your early to mid 40s is generally when you retire. It's not like it used to be when these guys, they didn't get into the Cup Series till they were in their 30s. They had to build up that book. And then they would be retiring and reaching their primes in their 40s.
Yep. 35 to 40 years old is your prime racing career.
Yep. But
how old was Harvick when he went to SHR? He's what, 40?
2014 was his first year with them, right?
Yeah.
First year, first championship.
So 37?
He is, let's see, let's just do some math. He's 45. So 7 years ago. So
38.
38.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I was right. Sorry.
No. I'm saying like you're like right, like 38, exactly right where we say
Yep.
35 to
That's your
30,
prime.
40 years old. That's when you.
Right. Yeah, I was just wondering if the math added up with Kevin.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I do agree with that statement fully, completely. It's, I mean, you
Benny
see a
Hamlin's
lot
in
of,
that age gap, right? Or is just past that age gap now.
I think he's 38, I believe.
40, I think.
Is he 40?
I think
Wow.
so.
He kind of looks young for his age. He looks younger, I think.
Put it on.
Well, I mean, if you look at him growing up, it was weird. He looked like a 12-year-old when he first joined.
Yeah.
40. He is 40.
Okay, wow. So his prime is over. Just kidding.
Who?
Hamlin.
That's funny.
But you know that there, if Truex leaves, I can definitely see Truex or Gibbs filling in the 19 car. I think that'd be a great duo. You would have keep Kyle Busch is going to stay. Keep him as a mentor. Help him grow in the sport. Once that's done, then you have Christopher Bell. You have Ty Gibbs. Eventually, Kyle Busch would retire. And Denny Hamlin's obviously going to retire eventually as well. So that's two more drivers. They have at least 2 open Cup spots for them to potentially bring up 2 up and coming. Because, like we've said, a lot of Toyota drivers in the younger series, nowhere to go.
Not only that, but we also got 2311 now as well.
Which is
More
going
Toyotas
to
fill.
which I'll tie into that later, actually, about a statement Denny Hamlin made. But we're going off track. Cup Series race.
As always.
Yeah, so we had the Coca-Cola 600 this Sunday. It was a day-to-night race, which is a beautiful thing to have. I think we should have more of those. Maybe, well, of course, I don't think we should have more 600s because that's an awful drag. But keep the 600 race. Just for one. Just keep it one.
3 races you don't touch in length. Southern 500, Coke 600, Daytona 500.
Beautiful. Everything else you can just shorten it right now.
Yeah,
I think the next
Martinsville is
crown jewel.
Sorry.
I think the next crown jewel is going to be Bristol.
Oh,
they're going to consider it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to consider it the crown jewel.
See, I feel that Martinsville is more of a crown jewel than Bristol.
The night race is just so historic.
Right. I almost agree, but at the same time, I don't. It's like it could go either way, honestly.
Because like Martinsville is the oldest track, right?
Right.
So that they would consider that a crown jewel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think that the Bristol night race it promotes something. I mean,
it does. The grandfather clock.
Right. I know. But you get the gladiator sword. I mean.
But that grandfather clock's a useful trophy. Think about that. Every time that.
I don't know, man. I think I'd like to have a sword on the wall.
I'd put it right there.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. I got 2 little ones up there.
But awesome race of the Coke 600. Awesome to see them honoring fallen veterans. Me as a veteran myself,
absolutely.
I take extreme pride in when they do stuff like this. I look at any other sport. Yes, football has the Veterans Day weekend. Nowhere near compared to what NASCAR does. They actually stop in the middle of the race, which is awesome. No other sport is going to stop at halftime.
And have a moment of silence. That's
just for the fallen soldiers. If I talk about this, I could go on for hours. I'll be honest.
So that's great, right? Like I love that they do that. My biggest concern: someone can't restart their car. Right?
I agree, but most of the time, I mean, they've had sometimes where they'll do that, and then someone doesn't get refired, and I would say 9.8 times out of 10, they give them a push and it refires.
So actually, this kind
that
of
0.2 is
last year's Daytona 500 with Ryan Newman's crash. The race got rained out. Corey LaJoie's car the next morning for the reschedule would not fire. NASCAR allowed them to get in there to diagnose and fix it so that it could fire back up because moisture got into the fuel cell in the back. So NASCAR is very lenient on, hey, you were running under power. We stopped you. The same thing happened with Phoenix. He was low on fuel. He parked on one of the bankings so that he could get fired back up with a rolling start.
But you also said that happened before a race?
That was for the Joys?
Yeah.
That was after a rain delay.
After a rain delay, okay.
Yep. And then Kevin Harvick's was after a red flag. He stopped the car. He was low on fuel. They gave him a push start because he maintained speed. It was not his fault that he was forced to stop.
Yeah.
So NASCAR is very lenient on that. I don't think we'll have an issue, though, with today. It seems like the biggest issue right now is oil pump belts.
Yeah, Ganassi can't figure that one out.
It concerns me because those are the same engines in Hendrick's cars.
Right. And which Jeff pointed that out. Jeff was kind of worried in the booth as you can hear that. But
especially with how fast they all were. They were like,
oh god.
But I think
one falls, two falls,
you realize
falls.
what they were. They weren't the engine itself. It was the belt.
It was the belt.
So it was definitely their crew not putting on the right belt or not putting enough grease on the belt to make it rotate the way it should.
It could have even been as much as the brand of belts.
Yeah, it
could have been a bad batch that they ordered and they put on the car.
Right. Which Larson, going to the race part, Larson dominated, literally led 328 laps, I think, out of the 400.
Hendrick Motorsports led 376 of the 400 laps.
Which is amazing.
It's not Martin Truex Jr. style, but
we'll never get that close again, man. he led all the 4, I think? 4 or 6?
4 miles, so a total of 8 laps.
Yeah.
Okay.
392 laps.
That's insane, man. I actually saw a stat a couple months ago, different stat, obviously, but it was talking about what drivers has completed dang near all the laps of the whole season.
Yeah.
And Kevin's at the top of that. He did it last year. He finished all but 3 laps, some shit like that.
That's crazy.
That's insane. But
that's been Martinsville.
Why you gotta do it to the like that?
But
not wearing the 2020 championship hat. You can't even...
No, that's just pretty cool.
That is incredible.
And I don't remember the other names on the list. I think Gordon was pretty high. Kenseth had his championship year. He was really high. I think Kevin was up there again, and I think Johnson, something like that. But it was a pretty cool stat.
Going to the race portion, I think the only car who really had anything for him on a short run, not the long run.
He was gone for the long run.
Was the 9 car, and I think Larson knew that. That's why he was so aggressive with the 9 car.
He had me.
Block.
A weird entry to pit road as well. On your teammate was kind of, to me, that was very.
He was playing games, man. He knew the 9 was who he had to beat.
Right.
I mean,
I think the 9, when he saw that, I think he should have started playing more games, right? I think.
Agreed.
But I think Chase was more worried about the 269th win more than anything. I don't think he, I know, you want to win, right? But I think for the organization, I think there was no reason to pull something like that, right?
At the same time, how you're talking about playing games, I mean, you look at that late block that Larson had on at the beginning of stage 4.
Yeah, right at the beginning of stage 4.
Elliott took a weird entry.
Yeah.
And Larson had to react quickly.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that whole situation happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's so odd with this package, right? Honestly, Chase was running this weird line down the front stretch to gain 0.2 a lap.
That was a weird line.
Yeah.
Which I
don't
think
know.
He found something. I don't even
clean air.
Well, I don't even think it was that. I think he was literally doing it like Daytona Talladega, where you run the bottom because you're full throttle, and so less distance equals a faster pace, right? And so I think that's what it was. He was seeing that, you could run the second lane of the corner, cut it down, shorten the straightaway, right?
Yeah.
and
make a straighter approach, less
Yeah.
turning.
And I think that was really weird to see, especially with this. We don't really see a 550 horsepower package. We've never seen that in our life besides
No.
last year to this year. So it was really odd to see. Um, I don't got much to say besides, Kyle Busch was the only guy that could actually tear up the Hinder guys. I think he had the
He
second
was.
best car at the end of the race, very end of it, but just lap traffic, which chicaned with the 66 and the 52. They were literally chicanes in the road,
Chicanes.
in the middle
But
of it.
here's an interesting thing about that. Kyle Busch used those same cars that William Byron later used on him.
Yeah.
So he can't even get mad at it.
No,
Because
he
you did the
wasn't.
same exact thing earlier. And, I'm pretty certain they were like, that was awesome racing. Like,
Yeah.
that was – we're used to seeing Kyle Busch get out of the car with a third-place fast car. Disappointed, especially
Mad.
with things like that. Mad. You name it, he's pissed off about it. He was happy.
Right.
It was weird.
That
Actually-
man has joy.
Actually, Kyle Busch had some words. I wrote this down about HMS. Bob Pockris asked him a couple questions, and his exact words was, Hendrick's got everything in the right direction, right? Like, because he asked him a couple of years ago, where did they find this speed? Where did they find this? And he said, well, they had two of the best drivers in the field. I mean, Chase Elliott ain't no slouch at all. And you have Kyle Larson, one of the best drivers of all types of race cars, in their seats. And plus they have
He has raw talent, which is hard to find.
and then he has, Chad Knaus, like, being their coordinator of all four teams now. Everything is just clicking right now, right? And that's more to come. I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon.
Like we were talking in private, I think that if it does slow down, it's going to be, instead of top fives, it's top tens. It's not going to be a huge drop. It's going to be, we're fighting for, 6th to 8th. We're going to get a top 4 here or something like that, and then an occasional win. But it's not going to be we're struggling just to break the top 10, or even the top 20, like Eric Almirola.
Well, I don't even like.
That's not even a fair comparison.
It's not.
So I,
But you can't tell me it should not.
so
Eric
from the
Almirola
year
is
of 20, I want to say 2017 to 2020, right? I'll say 2019. I won't count 2020 because they did win the championship. Okay, HMS. That was their worst years ever since they came into the sport after their first win.
I would say it also. You can look back at it. Look at 2014. Jeff Gordon, phenomenal career. Brad Keselowski doesn't force it in there 3 wide at Texas. He's going to championship board. Gordon could have possibly gotten his 5th there. He announces his retirement.
Sorry.
Hang it. I'm saying he could have. I'm not saying he was going to. I'm saying he could have. I think he would have.
Take this from me.
I'm not trying to take it from you. I'm just saying he would have been a.
What if?
What if? Yeah, this is one of those what ifs. So, because he only missed it by what? 1 point?
Something like
3.
And that was Ryan Newman during Larson.
Because it was Ryan Newman during Larson. Yes, you're right.
Yep. Yeah, Gordon actually finished the race and he was in. Then Newman did that and it took him out. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. So it was 1 point.
Wow.
So as Gordon announces retirement, HMS 2015, not that good. How many wins?
No, they were
not many. Not many.
They had 10.
Gordon only had 1 win.
Yeah, I know, but Junior had 4. Jimmy had 4.
Yeah, okay, so correct.
Yeah, I think they had a pretty good year.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent year.
So that was a good year. Gordon has 1 win, but retires. You bring in Chase Elliott. Junior's out. Jimmy Johnson's the only one that's really competitive. And I mean, yes, Chase Elliott's, he's learning. He's doing good for his rookie year.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Exactly. Jimmy Johnson wins the championship, then it just drops. Performance drops altogether.
Was that Johnson's last win? I was thinking about that earlier.
No, his last win came in. No, his last win came the year after. He didn't win in the Ally.
No.
He had one season left with Lowe's.
Yeah,
Okay.
in 2017, he won 3 races. He right at the
Failed
beginning of
to
the
make
season.
the Final Four.
That's right. I remember.
His
After
last
everything
were-
changed after that Pocono wreck, it was
Yep.
like he
Yep.
was slow.
So you could Pocono wreck, Hendrick falls off.
Actually, yes. So since we're talking
Hopefully they wreck in a couple weeks.
about
Road course, All-Star race.
all right, since we talk about HMS did if y'all didn't know, the viewers, HMS did precede Richard Petty Motorsports or Enterprise. I'm sorry, Enterprise. Richard Petty, and their most wins as a company, which is 268. They tied them last week at the road course at Coda, and then Larson surpassed that with the win at the Coke 600 as well. So just want to congratulate HMS for 269 wins. I mean, that to me,
Nice.
to me that's a stat that I didn't even see coming. Right,
No, that's impressive.
and they're not close to being done. Right, so
They're not even close to being beat.
yeah, because the 43 car is never gonna win again. But okay, I'm sorry. We got Daytona coming up.
It's never gonna.
How ironic would that be if Eric Jones just next 2 play tracks wins them both, Hendricks doesn't get a win?
That would be awesome. I think that'd be hilarious.
It would be. But at the same time, it's like, oh shit.
So us as the podcast, we wanted to do something special for HMS. Obviously, me and Nick and also Statboy is huge HMS fans. I know Mitch, he doesn't care for he likes Inter Motorsports, but obviously Stewart Haas Racing is his home, right? So, but
I wouldn't even say it's Stuart Haas's home. I think it's more Kevin Harvick's home.
well,
I like Stewart a lot too, though. I was very much a fan of Stewart.
So we have two things that we want to say about HMS. First one, what year, and who will win the 300th win for HMS?
So that's 31 races. So you're looking at.
I'm going to say 2005. Or 2005. I'm sorry, 2025. It's going to be Larson.
Okay.
Judging by what I see with the competition going and things like that, new car coming out, which fits more of these younger drivers' styles, especially considering you look at Chase Elliott, you look at William Byron coming from similar cars in the Xfinity series to what we're going to be having. I'm going with probably about 2025 as well. I think it comes out of one of those two. I feel that that's just going to fit their wheelhouse more. I feel that next year they may be ahead of the game along with Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, and Tyler Reddick and others drivers like that. The car just, to me, is going to be the big factor because it's going more towards what the Xfinity series is driving as far as similarity and handling compared to what we have now.
Mine is, I really stepped up HMS's game. I said 2023. Willie B is actually going to win it.
41 wins.
Oh shit! I was thinking 31.
That's a
wins.
lot.
I was thinking of 31 wins. Okay, sorry. I did my math.
That's a lot.
Out of here.
2024. Okay, I expected 10 wins a year. Okay, with Willie B winning it at the end of the year, at some point. And then, what is your favorite moment of HMS's career? That could either be Mitch, that could be a wreck. No, I'm just kidding. But just a favorite moment of any time.
I'm not that horrible. Mine, I had to go with the classic 1995 Bristol race with Dale Wreck and Terry taking the win. That's a classic.
Correct.
So he still won.
He still won.
And
won.
It's one of the most memorable Bristol races there is to date.
It is.
It's a good spotlight for and
It
Terry.
is a good spotlight for Hendrick. I couldn't really pick one. I pondered over this over and over. I went with more of a 5-year era. I'm looking at the 1995 to 1999 seasons. Jeff Gordon rolled off 47 wins, half of his win total. 5 seasons, 3 seasons with 10-plus wins, 161 starts in total with an average win percentage of 34.25.
That's why everyone hated him.
That everybody
You
hated
just
him.
listed every reason why they hated him.
That's funny. That's great.
But when you look at that there, granted,
That's
47
impressive
wins,
as hell.
That's very impressive. And then Jimmy Johnson nearly tied those exact numbers when he went on his 5 championship season stretch.
How many wins did he get?
39.
Jesus.
Dude's
That's
an
a lot,
animal.
man. Yeah.
But that, to me, is very impressive. The fact, because this is at the time when you look at, there wasn't a lot of younger. He was pretty much the youngest guy in the field week in and week out.
Yeah.
And he was just schooling everybody.
That boy could drive.
That's what I thought it was impressive. I grew up a Gordon fan
Must be-
basically
must be-
because my dad was a Dale Senior fan, so I wanted to resent him in a little ways.
Yeah.
So I went with the opposite.
Right.
That's typically how it was, too. You
Mhm.
like Gordon or you like Dale. That's
Yep.
just the way it was.
My favorite moment. It's way newer than or more modern than what they said.
Oh, I'm sure yours is last season, the last race.
No.
It'll be. Can I take a guess?
Yes, please do.
I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott's first win, Watkins Glen.
No.
Darn.
So mine is growing up. I really loved Jimmy Johnson. He wasn't ever my favorite race car driver. I never had one until Chase Elliott until I saw him. But
The
growing
2013 Daytona 500.
no.
Damn it.
But
Did you know who the crew
I
chief
thought,
was?
didn't you go to that, though?
it wasn't Darren Grubb. That was 2006. I can't remember.
Do you know who Jimmy Johnson's Daytona 500 crew chief was?
That was Chad Canals' first.
No, it wasn't. Chad Canals was fined and suspended 1 race from the previous season.
I swear that was 2006.
No.
Okay.
It's Jimmy's first Daytona 500, which was that one, correct? Chad Canals was not there.
No, his first one was 2006. Yeah, because
He's only got
he has two.
He has 2.
one. His two?
Two.
Yeah.
Oh.
2013.
Oh.
No, my favorite moment is seeing Jimmy Johnson win his 7th title at Homestead.
Oh, that was a good.
I almost went with that, legitimately.
Obviously the points in the era I don't agree with, right? He wouldn't have won it if it was any other chase format, but I do have to say he rose to the occasion, right?
He did right. He took advantage of a point system that was laid before him.
Right. And
I think Edwards should have been the champion.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry to interrupt.
Watching that and watching, my mom and her feelings was a cool thing to see, because she loved Jimmy Johnson since 2002.
Right.
To
That
me,
ugly yellow and blue Napa or Lowe's car.
to me, it was just cool to see. I loved every minute of it because who he is as a person is kind of like what I like to be like. Very humble, very successful, but never give anything up. Right, you just keep pushing no matter what. So to me, that was my favorite moment of HMS.
So I was going to go with that as well, just because it's such an iconic moment. But then I looked at it as far as the points things.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like. They like the entertainment of how the new point system is. Ooh, pardon me. But me being a Gordon fan,
Right.
I look at the old Winston points sometimes. If they never implemented the chase, it would have been Jeff Gordon with the same finishing that had the 7 championships.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson would have retired with 3.
Yeah. No, and
not to take anything away from Jimmy Johnson or, it's just amazing how you look at the era that drivers grew up or that drivers grew in. Jimmy Johnson came in 2002. Chase implemented in 2004. So Jimmy Johnson was still young enough where he could adapt to this new system. Gordon, at that point, late in his career, or middle of his career, same thing with Harvick. Harvick was able to adapt to this new point system. It's hard to overcome those old point systems and the old driving styles for the new era.
Which is great. I don't know how to.
He doesn't know what to say, guys.
I really don't know what to say.
We're speechless.
But HMS, what a great accomplishment. Road to many more. Yeah. But getting on the topic of that, we can do a little the ratings of the race. I want to go through that because that was kind of important. This is our last race on the main Fox channel. The ratings were 2.3, down 0.1 from 2020. But the viewers was 4.061 million. That's up 3% from 2020, which that's amazing. So,
did you say this is our last race on Fox?
Yeah.
We have two. Two left.
No. The main Fox. Not on FS1.
Oh, they're on FS1.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was confused for a second. Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I should have clarified. That was on me. I just want to say that to see that's good. That is a really good thing to see moving forward.
For sure. People are watching.
Oh yeah.
So if any NBC, Fox, ABC, anybody watching this, notice you get 2 more million viewers if you
put it on cable
the main
TV.
channel. Okay, that's where your ads / commercials get shown a lot more. Think about it. You can actually do a lesser contract with NASCAR with more of those, and it would gain them more money than they think. I don't know why y'all keep thinking this FS1, the streaming service.
I know, it's not even like there's major events going on right now, too. Like, when you look at as far as, like, series shows, things like that, yes, there's a lot of series shows that happen. Most of those are at 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. There's nothing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday.
No, there's literally nothing.
Good. What are people watching? There's nothing going on. There's no reason you can't put it on that afternoon or even the Saturday night races or the later Sunday races.
Yeah.
Granted, the 600 is a long race. It did, but I feel like it went by quick this year.
It did feel quicker, yes.
It felt like, what? I think it was done at 10:30-ish on the East Coast, somewhere around there. But still, go to the prime channels.
Please.
You're taking away from customer viewership. Cable companies working for one. We had to put those extras, those Fox Sports 1s, the NBC Sports Network, things like that. We had to put those in other packages because we don't get enough viewership on those because they cost more for us to broadcast. So by going back to the original shows, you're going to save money in the long run because customers are going to be happier. You're going to stay. It's going to help cable providers. It's going to help NASCAR. It's going to help the actual networks as well.
That's a really good perspective. Thank you on that. Actually, that is awesome. Legit. I didn't even think about that. I don't even think NASCAR's even thinking that. Or
no, they're not. This is what Fox is. It's realistically what Fox gives them.
Right.
You look at things that. So working from the cable perspective, we pay those channels companies pay us to broadcast their shows. Well, for us to broadcast our shows, we have to make money. Oh, well, we'll give you this show, but we want less money, or we're going to pay you less if we give you this show. So to make up that difference, we have to put it in a different package, and it increases the prices of that package. So, I mean, there's a way we call it. We call it the good package, the better package, the best package. Best package, you have everything. Better package, you're going to get those Fox Sports 1s. You're not going to get a lot of other accessory channels, but you're going to get those other main channels that are off of, like they have like Foxworth 1 versus Fox. Good package. You're getting the basics. You're not going to get all the extra channels.
Yeah. Do y'all have any?
Sorry.
No.
It's like he was just walking us through how to buy our Spectrum. You need to do it this way.
Don't say it.
Mitch, do you have any thoughts on it? Anything?
Not regarding really the Cup race anymore. I did miss earlier that Brandon Brown finished fourth in the Xfinity Series.
Also,
that's good.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
Good run for him. Oh yeah, I remember he came through with those 4 fresh Goodyears, and I was praying for a caution to see what was going to happen.
Yeah. Same.
But and then also, do you guys think Kurt is going to move or what?
I think it will happen. His contract is finally opened up. It is June now. We were under the understanding his contract negotiations were not available. He wasn't even allowed to talk to Chip Ganassi until June. With 2311 saying that they're interested, I feel that would be a good choice for them. Pick him up. He's a good seasoned driver. You got Bubba Wallace over there who could learn from him. It would also put Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, I believe you were talking about, Dylan, in the same team meetings, which has never happened.
Yep.
That's not true. I'm sure it has happened because Kurt used to run for Kyle Busch in the Xfinity Series here and there.
Okay, that's a different.
Boom! They were in a meeting, bitch.
But I think Kurt moving to, if that does happen, right, 2311. I think it really helps the program. It really doesn't help his career. I don't think it's going to do anything for him.
It really sees where the program is at with a good champion coming in and seeing what they got.
And it can help them like build setups, right? Like, not saying that Bubba doesn't know any setups, but he came into the sport in 2018, and underfunded equipment through his whole career, and then now he's in good equipment, but he doesn't know the setups that he needs for each track, right? I think Kurt Busch would be that great guy who understands the car, understands the engineering part of the car, because both Busch brothers are that's what they grew up in, you know.
Yeah. They grew up working on them.
So I think it's perfect. I think it'd be a great move for not only Kurt but for 2311.
And I don't think they have to worry about sponsor either because I feel like Monster's going to leave. They would leave Chip Ganassi and go with him. They left SHR.
Absolutely, they would go right there with him.
Yep, they're staying to Cup until he retires and Deegan comes up.
Yep, until Deegan comes up. But going on to other news, we do have a driver making their NASCAR debut in the number 17 for David Gilliland. What are you shaking your head for?
I just think it's stupid.
It kind of stupid? What? Donnie Schultz?
Schultz. I have no idea.
You know, I'm kind of impressed with it. I mean, it's the truck series. He's got 10 World of Outlaw championships. So obviously he does know how to drive. Seems a little late in the game, though.
I agree.
I just thought it was interesting. I think it's either just, hey, let me tip my toes in the water. I drove in a NASCAR race. Obviously he knows what he's doing behind a sprint car, but
yep.
Going on, what else do you guys have?
Willie B will be driving the 27 truck at Nashville. I forgot what. I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't get the team name, but it's the 25 truck that Timothy Peters was that team. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it had Hendrick Powers in there, so it'll run a little bit better. And then Chase will be driving. Oh, we missed one big important thing for this weekend. Ben Rhodes is actually having his Cup debut in the number 77 for Spire Motorsports. That's a really good thing for his career, I think.
For his, yes. For Spire, I don't think it matters either way.
Yeah, they're still going to finish 30th. But I think Ben, I don't see him being a good road racer. I don't remember his road racing background. I know he won the Daytona road course, but I can't remember like if he's actually pretty impressive or not. Like I just can't.
I can't
I
either.
think he's like a 7th place driver ish.
Okay, so halfway decent.
But it will give him that Cup experience if he plans to go forward.
And speaking with a couple people that I know that knows Bend Roads, they actually have a lot planned for next year. Something that I can't promote, obviously, but this is some crazy stuff happening actually.
Looking forward to talk to that with NASCAR's silly season later in the year.
And then another truck driver or Cup driver going to trucks is Chase driving the 24 truck for GMS at Texas Motor Speedway.
Any other Cup drivers making that race, or
it'd be Kyle Busch.
Ooh, do you think they should put the bounty back on?
I think they're gonna have fun with it. Yeah, I think.
I think they should put the bounty on.
I think Clint's gonna make the bounty with the 10,000. You know
the Super Pick 6.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna like get rid of it that weekend and then throw it on there since we're gonna have since it's the that weekend is supposed to be the All-Star race. So
yeah,
I think he'll just throw that on there instead.
That may be. Truex this weekend going for 3 in a row at Sonoma. Last 4 races, he has 3 top 5s and 2 wins. Do you think he can get it?
I think he can. I don't think he will.
I don't think so either. It's just the organization is not performing well. Kyle Busch was the exception last weekend. You look at the other 3 cars, just not performing very well.
No.
But I do believe they will turn it around at some point, the organization. I think it's going to be later in the summer, though, close when we get to about 5 to go towards the playoffs.
5 to go.
Probably. I think they're literally doing the exact opposite that me and Mitch talked about. I think they're trying stuff and Hendrick isn't. So.
Do you think Hendrick tried their stuff early?
Yes.
Yes.
I do agree with that because if you look at Chase Elliott, I mean, most time drivers don't come off a championship and just move.
Suck.
Yeah, they're trying something. You don't go to the back. What? 4 races this year so far.
Yeah, they were all obviously putting some techniques in the car. Let's call it that.
Trying to figure out what they can get away with.
Yeah.
And for all we know, they may have found it. They may have just tested it.
And it worked. That's all I gotta say. So going after this weekend, we don't have any news, right? You don't. There wasn't.
I got a couple things to talk about.
Why you do
we have
that?
the All-Star race. We have the All-Star race coming up. 10 drivers being voted in. Who do you think gets in on the votes?
Read me the list again.
I didn't have the list exactly up. Let me.
Out of what I saw, I think it was Matty D is the only one.
No.
It's only one fan vote, right?
Yep.
Then the other 2 raced their way in, obviously.
So let's see here. Entries are Anthony Alfredo, Eric Almirola, Josh Bilicki, Chase Briscoe, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Matty D, Joey Gaze, Joey Hill, Quinn Hawk, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie, McLeod. Pretty much everybody who doesn't have a win last year or this year.
Well,
Cody Ware, Bubba Wallace, Suarez.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Actually, maybe Bubba would get the fan vote.
I see either Bubba,
Matty D,
or LaJoie.
But I think Reddick will race his way in.
I think Reddick races his way in. I think Eric Jones can race his way in.
Eric Jones can't race.
That fan vote going between Bubba and LaJoie, and I think LaJoie gets it.
Yeah, can we talk about this? Why is Cindric trying to go for an All-Star race that's for the Cup Series?
I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
To me,
that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, I don't think that's okay.
I don't agree with that.
Because it's an All-Star race, not a sponsorship race. I'm
Right.
sorry.
That's what it sounds like to what they're doing.
Well, the good news
mean-
is he probably wouldn't race his way anyway.
Man, he definitely won't get the fan vote because he.
No.
There's not enough. It's not that he won't get it. I don't think there's enough support behind him yet because he's still in the Xfinity Series. Now you throw Josh Berry in there, that he feels like a feel-good story.
Yeah,
I feel fans would vote for him.
yeah. I've
But-
never seen an Xfinity driver go try for that. That's the first to me.
Me either.
I mean, it's $1 million.
I mean, hey, I'm not saying they can't. It just sounds weird. Any more news that you got before I go to the points?
Another thing, road course king, Chase Elliott. Do you think he is the road course king? His average finish at Sonoma this weekend's 17.5 with only 2 top 10s and 4 starts.
That's sad.
That is sad.
That's sad for him.
It is.
For him to be-
You think he can be considered the road course king because he doesn't have a win there?
Well,
No, I think he's getting better at Sonoma, and I think he'll be strong, but I don't think he's going to get a win.
Well, so if you
not
look,
this week, anyway.
so if you look at his 4 starts, each got better. He went from, I think, finishing 16th or something like that, 8th, 4th, 37th, but that was when the engine blew.
Why he was leading. So yeah.
Well, so it's, do you think he can get it done?
No.
Well, we'll go with our picks later.
We'll go with our picks later. But
I'm
I
just
just
disagreeing for
wanted
now.
to, I thought I'd bring that up. I
Yeah.
saw an article on it. I thought it was interesting. Some people say that he's not a road course king until he wins on them all. But we have so
I
many
do
new
agree
ones.
with that, though.
But we have so many new ones now.
Well, so it could still take some time. He can't be king in a day.
I mean, Richard Petty wasn't.
You
They were calling him the king when he was at 30 wins.
Come on now. You gotta make
Right.
it.
You
You
got
can
to
be a
work your way
queen
up
for
the
a second
rank.
if you want. No.
But going into picks or stat, what were you pointing up? Point standings?
We're gonna do the points for just 1 second, and then we'll go right into our race picks for the weekend. Actually, right before the race picks, I actually want to talk about the thing that that we thought about bringing up into the podcast, and then
I don't know what you're talking about.
the position thing. Yeah, like the farthest starting position. Yeah. Anyways, I go back to it. Share
Okay.
screen. I gotta move this over.
Also, if you are watching our stream, feel free to comment. Any questions we
Absolutely.
can will try.
Absolutely.
All right, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so
Can our viewers see?
yes, I promise they can. So we have Denny Hamlin still the points leader, 0 wins, 9 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. He has 5 stage wins, so on and so forth. But Larson, William, and Chase have all cut their lead down by tremendously. And
Oh, yeah.
And Hamlin
By
is,
tremendously.
yeah, it's ridiculous how much they cut.
I say, didn't Hamlin have at one point like 100
like
20
It's like 122, I think.
Yeah.
something like that? It's almost been cut in half.
Yeah. That top 5 points is so weird to see. It's such a like if you're last year at this point and you thought who is going to be the top 5 in points next season, I don't even think Kyle Larson would be even in the picture.
He wasn't.
Well, yeah. Anybody, I don't really know what to say other than the Hinder.
I want to go down to that bubble,
Go down the bubble. Okay, let's go.
which is
I
we'll
agree.
talk about there in a minute. Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, you got Bubba Wallace, who with that equipment should be performing. You got Eric Jones, good driver. Same with Cole Custer. Any one of those, but realistically, anybody from I'm gonna say 27th up to 17th has a chance to win at any plate track. Daniel Suarez has shown his speed. Ryan Preece has shown his speed.
You don't think LaJoy could win?
Well, he didn't even say Amarola.
Yeah.
Or Alvarola?
So,
Nah, unfortunately, I feel that there's the cutoff line as far as getting a win this year. Even at the plate tracks, Eric Almirola wasn't like he was out front leading.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
No, here's
But
what's gonna happen.
he did though at the same time win one of the Daytona races this year,
Yep,
duels.
the dual sip.
Yeah, but then what did he do in the actual
Well, he
race?
got wrecked just like every other race.
Exactly. Some of them not even when he was with somebody else. Some of them by
And
himself.
boys, he has 16. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's left side. I'm sorry. That was
16
DNFs.
laps led.
He has 5 DNFs, boys. More than anybody.
Yeah. More than Rick Ware.
Doesn't Logano have 4 though?
Logano's got to win though.
Weeks ago.
2.
Who else had? Someone else had 4. Right?
LaJoy.
Corey LaJoy.
LaJoy. No, I thought someone up top.
I think he had. Did he DNF this week?
No. No, he
He was
finished.
just a non-factor.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think the top 16 we see, unless one of these guys gets a win, it's going to be the top 16.
I can agree with that.
What about never mind. I'm tripping.
Whoa.
Kurt Busch.
What are you about to say? Seriously.
Nothing. I was looking at the wrong numbers.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. You look at it. I mean, Matt DiBenedetto, he ain't winning unless it's a plate tracks. Ricky Stenhouse, plate tracks. Kurt Busch, he may squeeze one in because of his crew chief. Ryan Newman, I feel that he's on a downward slope of his career. Ross Chastain, still too inexperienced, in my opinion. Bubba Wallace should be performing better, but he's not. Suarez,
I think this one's
he's a dark horse.
Yeah, I think he's your dark horse. Because when that team performs, they perform.
They're good.
So I wouldn't count the 99 out. Honestly, I would count these guys out. And it's just because I just know how NASCAR is, and I don't. Stenhouse would be the only one that I can see that can point his way in.
I agree.
That's still a stretch because you got to beat Chris Buescher here, and
he's been performing very well. You can't even count. Oh, I got to point Michael McDowell because he's got to win.
Yeah.
He needs a lot of people ahead of him. In order for Michael McDowell to get knocked out, he needs a lot of people ahead of him to start winning.
What?
Even then, he's still 16th in points.
I'm saying, so you need 4 people to win right now to make it so that if somebody else outside the top 16 wins, knocks him out.
Or you could just have no one else win and only have repeat winners. Then he's locked in.
That as well. I'm just saying, in the event that 4 people win, and then you got Daniel Suarez sitting back there looking ready. You got Ricky Stenhouse, who is known to run very well at plate tracks. Matt DiBenedetto, Daytona, I see him being very aggressive if he doesn't have a win.
I'm sure
he'll probably go under the yellow.
I mean, Denny Hamlin did it.
Oh, wow.
True.
Right. Well, that's it. All right, stop share. There we go.
Must be we're on our way to points.
So,
just finished points.
Or not points, picks. But yes. I forgot to fill this in when we were talking about 2311 earlier. Denny Hamlin said he is committed to going to a second car with or without charter. So it sounds like they're willing to bet on practice and qualifying next year.
Whoa. That's
It's interesting. I just thought I'd bring that up.
No, that's super interesting because, like, I mean, I don't know how you can bet on that. I understand that you're gonna have enough speed, but like, you never know when qualifying gets rained out and you miss a race, right? You're not
All
You're not eligible for the
Well,
championship.
okay, so the charter system guarantees cars a spot. Do they rent one from Rick Ware? Kind of like Suarez's or Trackhouse is doing?
But even if you say you don't have a charter, though, I thought if you were 25th and above, I'm not sure the quite number, but 25th above and
Not with
points
the
were
charter
locked in.
system anymore, no.
No, with
You're
the
just-
charges.
Oh wow!
So like, if he misses a race, let's say it is Kurt
Then
Busch, he's
they're out.
not eligible.
I mean,
he's not eligible
for
for
the
the championship,
he'd have to get a waiver or something.
and
But
he won't get it.
there also has to be more than 38 entries.
Right. I mean, well, 30. It has to be more than 40. So I mean,
Or yeah, 40 in. Sorry.
most likely that's not going to happen anyways. So,
That's true.
but with practice and qualifying, we may see that, right? So because
Yep.
we don't see that, people are just like, I'm not. What the hell's the point of me going out there?
But I believe the NASCAR charter contract expires in 2023.
I hope it expires tomorrow.
So do I. I understand.
Tomorrow.
I understand the charter system. I wish it went back to top 35 locked in points. The rest of you got to qualify your way in. The days were simpler. If you want to charge teams up front at the beginning of the year, hey, do you plan on racing this year? Yes or no? Do you plan on racing the full schedule? Yes or no? You still have to race or qualify your way in, but if you perform well enough and be in the top 35, you're locked in.
I like where you're going with that, because I agree, right? So ask the team, are you racing full time? Okay, if they're racing full time, they put a down payment that gets reimbursed to them at the end of the year. Okay, so that NASCAR does not keep that money. Sorry, that was my mic. NASCAR should not keep
that money goes to the winners, to the winning. That's what I'm saying. So that's the whole point of the charter system. Is that's the payout for the drivers.
I don't really know because, I personally don't know that, so I can't say yes or no to that.
So from what I've heard and what I've understood, the charter system is, these teams all pay for a charter. Therefore, this is the profit for race winnings guaranteed throughout the season. It's also why the race winnings are non-disclosed anymore. But now chartered, because that's guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Right.
So now you take that system away, or say we go to how I'm saying, you're planning on racing full time. I'm just gonna say the prices per charter, $500,000. It's probably not that high. I don't know how high it is. So so on average we have 34 drivers, 35 drivers full time.
Yeah.
That are realistically trying to race for a championship, unless you're Rick Ware. So 35 drivers, $200,000 a piece. Granted, there's only 36 races in a season, 34, 36. I can't remember. So that there all adds up, splits up the pot between the drivers as far as winnings go and things like that. So now you have that. You have the promoted race winnings coming from the sponsor of that event. You also have the sponsors of the vehicles for their, hey, Monster Energy, you win a race, you're going to get an extra this much money versus this much money, things like that. So the drivers make money in either way. But, I only plan on racing 3 races this year. Daytona, Talladega, and Dover. Oh, you don't have to pay as much because those are your only 3 races though. So if it rains out, you're out of luck.
Yeah. No. I like where you're going with that.
It's just
it's hard. Not a bad idea.
It's hard to guarantee money though. That's what this whole thing is about.
We're welcoming our boy Stat Boy, actually.
Oh,
Stat Boy!
Just noticed that he asked to join. So, anyways, we're going right into our picks. I don't know if Stat Boy you're here or not. Connecting to audio.
Can you hear us, Stat Boy? Oh, there he
Step
is.
boy!
Oh,
How's your
boy.
grandma's house?
Drinking a cup of coffee.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Ugh.
All right.
But
Welcome to
if we're
live
going
TV.
into our picks, you joined just in time.
You can start us off.
So right before our picks, I do want to do this one little segment that we talked about. It's
Oh, excuse me.
the furthest starting position with a win at this certain track. I know we're not doing qualifying, so it's not as fun. But it is a really cool stat. So at Sonoma, the farthest starting position was in 07 with Juan Pablo Montoya. And that was P32. And this race, who's starting P32, is James Davison. So we will not see a win from P33.
I don't know, man. He's won the past 2 Pro Invitational races.
What's P31?
Probably Cody Ware.
Suarez.
What-
Something.
What's better than 24?
25.
25.
And then the farthest starting position with Cup at Mid-Ohio. We've only done that 6 times, so it's not a lot. It was in 2016 with Justin Marks, which is the owner of the 99 car. And that is P16. And
With
Alex,
Cup?
No, with Xfinity.
You said Cup.
Yeah, you
That
said
was good.
Cup. I was so confused too. I was like, what? I
No,
was
the
like, what
owner
are you
of the
saying?
99 in Cup. Like, I'm Justin Marks. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, the way you worded it was Cup went to Mid-Ohio, and I was like, what?
I meant to say Xfinity.
And then you said Justin Marks. So I was like, what?
But Alex LeBay starts 16.
That is a cool stat, though, about Justin Marks.
Yeah, it is.
Going into our picks,
Go right ahead.
I have. We're doing loser, good run first.
So we all go around, like normal.
Loser.
So I go suck. So you start off with your suck pick for Xfinity.
A loser.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, suck.
I'll start. My suck pick, Jeb Burton.
What?
He is, yeah. I think that he is not going to do very well. Don't know much about his road course racing experience, but looking at his driving capability, he struggles to get top 10s as it is. Granted, he got that one win. Plate track.
Awesome. Mitch.
I just love having Bowman with us. That's great.
That's awesome.
But
Bowman the showman left.
my suck pick is Brandon Jones. He's just we stated earlier he doesn't perform in anything he does. He fails tremendously. I think he's going to back up that stat and probably wreck out on like lap 10.
Awesome.
Just eats a tire barrier.
Just eats it.
No, probably the sand barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mid-Ohio. Yeah, he's gonna eat some sand.
He's gonna get punted in turn 1 by Ty Gibbs.
Probably.
Oh God.
Stat Boy, do you have your suck pick for Xfinity?
Yeah.
Is it the guy behind you? Just kidding.
No,
Yeah,
it's Gregson.
Gregson.
Oh.
Why?
As much as I love him.
He doesn't have a reason.
No, I don't.
My suck pick is Jeb Burton as well. I don't have a reason.
Oh.
I just don't think he's a good road course racer.
Yeah, fair.
So who needs a good run in Xfinity?
Noah Gregson. That team, they've had speed, and they have been caught up in bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. They need to turn it around. Now, you can't do this coming in a few weeks. Granted, he's still in the top 12 in points for the Xfinity Series, but he's the back half.
Back half and JRM equipment.
Yeah.
Mitch?
Needs a good run. AJ Allmendinger. Obviously he's having a great season. I feel like he's really enjoying the Xfinity side of things. But I'm really specifically talking about to get the regular season championship. He's 108 points back in third place. Obviously the leader is Cindric. I think that team is capable of getting the regular season championship, but I think that they need to start clicking away at points right now. Because we're coming into 14 races left in the regular season.
How awesome would that be with with AJ winning it and then going Cup racing next year?
That'd be great. That'd be freaking awesome.
That'd be a good momentum builder.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do you have light at your house? This is first.
Yeah.
It's his grandmother's.
That's
I
not my
didn't-
grandmother's.
I thought you lived like a caveman.
Say Bowman.
Did you make that
Dude.
fire?
No.
I have my name on there. Did you see that?
Oh,
Who needs a good red stat boy?
Riley Herbst.
Oh God, it's okay. I'm gonna make it worse. I said Michael on that.
I didn't
That's
consider him
hilarious.
he's going to do bad pick just because that's
He always does bad.
parents.
I didn't even have a reason. I was just like, oh, F it. Michael on that.
You just threw a dart at a wall with everybody's name on it.
Literally blindfolded, just wherever it goes. Who is your race winner at Mid Ohio?
AJ Allmendinger. Dinger Nation gets it done this weekend.
Awesome. Mitch,
I went 2 for 3 on my picks last week.
Oh, you did. You really did.
Hey, I got Helio right. I got Helio.
I love how you say that name.
Helio.
Helio.
My win is Justin Allgaier. He's always run really well there. Specifically, he also has at least one win. I'm going with Allgaier.
Stat boy, who you got?
1 second.
Okay.
It's not that hard. It's the same people every other week.
I know. I'm not worried about that.
You keep cheating.
Forrest said isn't racist.
I got Allmendinger winning.
Ooh.
What car is that?
That's Josh Berry at Atlanta.
I just can't see. Oh yeah, he eats grass.
Oh, I felt so bad for him.
You say AJ winning this week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be 3 for 4 of AJ Allmendinger winning this weekend.
Typically, when I choose AJ, I'm the only one that chooses him, and y'all go right to the obvious pick.
It's
I see how it
there's
is.
no cup guys, so I know AJ's got this in the bag.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Cindric is a hell of a road course race.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want Cindric to win,
he should
but
blow up in turn 1.
I hope Allgaier wrecks them both. Not really, because I want AJ to win for like personal reasons. But
Oh,
Yeah, right. Since we
Well,
got
that is it from Mid Ohio.
I actually forgot to say the time and what channel. I apologize. I usually get this already down for us. But it is at 1 p.m. on Saturday. It's on FS1, of course, because no regular Fox for Xfinity. It's a 75-lap race. Let's enjoy it.
Yes.
Now we got the Cup race. I'm going to go ahead and say what time it is now. It is 4 p.m. EST. It's on FS1 as well. It's a 90-lap race, and let's get it done.
For our viewers who do not know what EST is, that is Eastern time.
They should go watch it.
thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I wasn't sure what that meant.
Oh my
I
gosh,
feel
stop.
that I feel Sonoma, who's going to have a bad weekend, Austin Dillon. Looking at it, yes, he has that Hendrick equipment. When I think of road courses, though, his name does not pop up in my mind. Actually, the only thing that pops up in my mind is him getting taken out by Kyle Busch at Charlotte Roval last year. He's only 92 points above that cut line. That's
It's
hurting.
not bad though. That's not bad.
For-
2 races,
for
but
AD, it's pretty good.
for RCR equipment, that's good.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, when you said there's not really much road course racing, that comes to mind. You know what comes to mind is when he missed the Daytona road course and Kaz Gralla finished 8th and his number 3. So, that's all I gotta say.
Damn.
Mitch, you go ahead. Who is your second?
My suck pick. I'm going with Hamlin. He's he's always been kind of an okay road course racer, but
That's a way out of the box.
I just think they're gonna struggle. I mean, the past couple races he hasn't been in the same form that we saw in the beginning of the season with him, and I think he's gonna continue on this little downfall that he's having, and he's gonna have a bad run.
Awesome. Stat boy, who you got?
Y'all ain't gonna like. Well, Dylan's gonna like this, but MTJ, he hasn't got the pit stall that he's won from the previous 2 races there, and I think he's gonna struggle.
That's a good solid pick. I'm kidding. No, I'm joking. But actually, I got another Joe Gibbs driver. His name is Denny Hamlin. Mitch, he's gonna suck this weekend as well. I think that whole group is just not there right now. And honestly, I just think Hamlin just is about to fall off. Here's what's gonna happen. You ready? Okay, we're gonna have 16 winners. Larson or Willie B is gonna win the regular season championship, and he's not gonna make the playoffs. That's what's gonna happen.
I would laugh
would
my
love it.
ass off.
But if he's the regular season champion, then he
He's-
gets in automatically.
Right.
Yep.
So someone needs to pass. Someone has to pass him up.
Correct.
Which I know you said Larson or Byron would, but
Well, no. You're right. Never mind. Correct. So yeah, which I think at the rate that they're going,
they're gonna pass him in
Go.
3 weeks.
yeah,
no doubt.
needs a good run. Kurt Busch, he has 83 points outside of the top 16. You take away last week. Last week really put them down. Belt issues. I think they finished 38th, 37th.
If I'm not mistaken, they start P31. If I'm not mistaken.
They do, but they need a good run. But they could use this race to get a bunch of stage points, which would help them.
They could because Sonoma, if it goes green, I don't know if they're gonna have a comp caution or not, most likely. But if it goes green and strategy comes in, they're all gonna pit early, and the people that need points are gonna take those stage points, like Perk.
Exactly.
I can see that.
So, that's good. I like that.
Thought about that one.
Mitch, who needs a good run?
Needs a good run. I went with Christopher Bell. I know he has that one win, but I don't think they're not doing too much. He needs some points. He needs to start banking on points in case more people do start to click off wins. It's going to come down to a point game at that point. He needs to have a good run. Hopefully they can replicate what they did at Daytona.
Stab boy.
I'm gonna agree with Thomas with Kurt Busch.
Nice. Mitch, we're 2 for 2 here. Christopher Bell needs a good run. I think ever since their win, they've sucked. I don't even think I've seen over 150 miles per hour in that car. I really don't know. Every time I see the car on the camera, it's either 30th or wrecked. I don't know why. Like, what happened? Anyways, I just think
They got to win. They don't need to worry.
I didn't worry about staying in the top 15. Well, who's going to win, Thomas?
William Byron.
Trash.
On time, Stat boy.
That's awesome. That's all right. So
I couldn't have done that any better.
So type in the driver who's Mitch is about to pick. Okay, you got.
Okay. 1 second. Hang on. I gotta
He's got to
screenshot
Google
it to do
these
it.
pictures.
I used to have all the cars saved at one point.
Yeah, William Byron, I think you look at the last time they were there, they were racing for stage points. Me and Mitch were talking about this. They didn't have that win. I feel that now that they have that win and Hendricks is starting to show speeds, I feel that they have the ability to actually go out there, pit at the end of stages before the actual end, and get that track position to keep
Alright,
it.
Mitch, you ready?
All right, my win is Kevin Harvick.
Oh.
Dude, that freaking great.
How'd you know? The reason I'm going
Now he's
him,
going
though,
for Dylan.
he got his first win at Sonoma in 2017. And ever since he went to Stewart-Haas Racing, they've been really good at Sonoma. So I'm hoping that they can continue that.
I'll be honest. I don't think of Kevin Harvick when it comes to road course S&M. I think of Tony Stewart putting Hamlin in the wall.
Yeah, 2016.
I agree.
That was a good race.
Tony's final win.
I actually saw that on TV last night.
Yeah, I did too. Stat boy,
Really?
who you got? Yeah.
Oh wait, I gotta do me. Yeah, that's right. Well, my pick's gonna be William Byron.
That's awesome.
Oh, we're 2 for 2 or 2 for 3 here.
All right. Who do you think I got? I'm
I
not even
think
gonna say
I
it.
know.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Hang on, I gotta load it.
He's gonna change his answer just because.
So
Oh,
What the hell was that?
that's
Chase
Chase.
Elliott? No, Chase Elliott.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. That was
You're
not
not
my
gonna pick
pick.
him. I
That
knew
was
it
not
wasn't.
my pick.
I bet it's our pick.
It is William Byron. I genuinely think that he does not have to worry about points. He'll pit before the for each stage, take the lead. But I think he's gonna battle the 9. I don't think he's gonna battle the 19 at all. So I think it's gonna be between him and Chase. But I just think that he's gonna get it done.
I think it's between Chase, Byron, and Kyle Larson, honestly. Because if you look at Coda, Larson was in position to win.
Yep.
Kept out of trouble all day, ran a smart race, faster than Chase at times. Obviously, he's proven.
Yep. I liked all of our picks. I think they were all interesting. To be honest, that was the first time. Stat boy, you got anything to say before we head out? I know you weren't really here for the whole thing, so.
Chase Elliott's overrated.
All right, so on that note, we're gonna end
Agreed.
the podcast. Pissed me off,
I think Kevin
Martin
Harvick's
Truex
gonna be
Jr. is
the old
better than
man.
him.
And screw you.
dude.
At least he's got hair.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know what's
Not
crazy?
much.
Is Chase and Harvick has the same amount of championships. That's great.
Harvick's got more wins in Cup
That's
and
it.
Xfinity
That's
and more championships.
How is that even comparable?
He's got more poles.
Okay, that's not even. You know what? It's fine. Anyways,
He also raced for race RCR, so you know what? Cut him a break.
Okay,
Cut him a break.
I will cut up a break.
He also earned
He
his
started
ride.
for RCR though at RCR's prime.
I hate all.
Yeah, and then their whole world fell apart.
True.
Because some dude had to die.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for talking. It was fun. It was interesting. We had a good laughs. Anyways, hope y'all have a good night. Peace.